Hello everybody and welcome to another sketchbook tour. This is going to be part 4 of the series, so if you haven't seen 1 through 3, those are over on my YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's get started. For this page here, I wanted to create a kind of whimsical fantasy scene of this book, maybe with some herbology, surrounded by maybe a little cabinet with some potion bottles and some books in the background. I always do the sketch first, and then I color in with highlighters, and then I go over top with my ink pens. And I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I like the color palette. For the next page, I realized I haven't created a male character for a little bit, so I wanted to create this guy, almost elf-like character. He's got a semi-stoic expression with a little bit of a smirk. I noticed that I don't work with a lot of blues, so I wanted to make sure I added that in to his hair and his clothing, to his sword, and I added little scripture in the background. Here I created a circle design, and in the center, this fantasy bird. I love how the colors did turn out, but I did want the bird to stand out a little bit more. I probably could have left the bird more of a lighter color, but that's okay. I learned from this. And of course, I gotta paint my fantasy female characters. I gave her a tail, maybe she's some kind of species that is an animal mix with an elf. I colored in the background with my black pen, creating this kind of scritchy pattern of texture. I like how her skirt is flowing into the magic, as well as her hair. I recreated my 3 potion bottle, and I think this is probably one of my favorites. I like the colors, the simplicity. Outlining in my black fine liner really makes the bottle stand out, and of course the purples and the greens are so nice. Following up with that illustration, I wanted to create a window, and through the window you're looking at a moon in a bright, beautiful sky surrounded by a forest. I created a little bit of perception of depth by lesser details of leaves in the background, and in the foreground some more detailed leaves, still keeping it simple and illustrative. I always find purples, blues, and yellows have this magical feel to them. I created a full page spread, and I wanted to just create some eyes, and they're not symmetrical, but that's okay. And I probably would have done the pupils a little bit different. I would have liked them to stand out just a little bit more, and I think I overworked the line work. I should have kept it thin and organic around the irises. And then I filled in around the eyes this mosaic pattern of scale-like skin, using some color markers to get this yellow, green, and red look. And then I filled in all the gaps with my highlighters. For the next page, I recently bought these gold and silver gel pens, and I wanted to use them in the sketchbook. So I created this magic circle with these purples and greens and oranges and yellows, coloring in the design I created, and then I went over with the gold gel pen, then I took my brown fine liner pen to go over that, just to solidify the details a little bit more. I was having so much fun that I wanted to create another magic circle, but this time using the silver gel pen I had. I think the previous is still my favorite, as I like the colors of that one more than I do this one. But I did have fun playing with the design of this one, having this eyeball-like shape and swirling down the eyelashes of the design. Recommend trying to paint magic circles, super fun. I love drawing Impractical airships, so I just had to create this floating balloon contraption and this tiny little person on the deck, looking out into the clouds with her binocular as to where she's going next. Creating tiny little illustrations is so much fun. It's tricky to sneak in all the storytelling details, like the cockpit up at the top of the balloon. I even got a little tiny kitchen for the second window. And figuring out how this air balloon is being powered and translating that into the design. I had a lot of fun drawing this, and then coloring and then outlining. I had this idea of this winged, almost fairy-like moth character, inspired by the moth princess that I drew for the last tour. And she's kneeled down, observing these tiny little glowing fairies, or possibly bugs, which I gave little eyeballs to make them a little more cuter. With the design around the main composition, I just played around with the scale mosaic pattern that I've been using, and some brighter colors, those blues, those yellows, and purples again, and it ended up like this. And then another full page spread. I realized I hadn't drawn a skeleton in a while, so I just had to draw this sophisticated skeleton with his top hat, surrounded by these glowing butterfly-like creatures, holding one very gently with his finger. I like the purples and the yellow oranges together, and I created this patch-like pattern border around the skeleton and the paper. This one has very interesting design details. I had a lot of fun making it too. And then the final 2 pages for this tour, I wanted to make something more simple, play with some colors, and some leaf designs that I've been doing recently. I also wanted to use my soft gel pens over top the highlighters to create little patterns, play around with different shapes for future ideas, and that's a result of this. That concludes Sketchbook Tour Part 4, and I'll be working on the final tour for this tiny sketchbook, so I'll be excited to share that with you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. All your comments below really make my day. I appreciate it so much. For all my art supplies I've used, as well as my social medias, you can find them all down in the links in the descriptions below, as well as my Patreon, and I have an imprint shop where you can purchase some prints and stickers I've done thus far. Videos are uploaded Fridays, so I'll see you guys Friday for another video. I'm going to say farewell, see you soon, thank you for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing.